Hi. Welcome to Political Show, KAVINDU Political Times. So stay with me, hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Today we're going to talk about Sri Lanka. Yes, the pearl of Asia. That's at least what it was used to be. But right now, Sri Lanka is a country that's struggling financially. And the Sri Lankan people are dearly struggling right now as I'm speaking. So, let's get started. Sri Lanka is a country that's oftentimes a country that's not economically always stable. But because of the pandemic, the country has really fallen behind. There are no imports. The food prices are skyrocketing every single day. Living costs are practically unaffordable. It's fairly difficult. The rich gets to get the best and the poor don't get anything. And the middle class gets smashed in the middle. Now you might say everything I said is a common thing, right? But this is the problem. Current government came into power by saying they are tough, they are rugged, they can get things done. But at the moment of time, the Sri Lanka has still not recovered the pandemic. Every country around the world, or even India, is recovering from the pandemic. The people are economically recovering. However, best example, our lovely Asian allies, China. How quickly China recovered? Well, Sri Lanka hasn't recovered. People are still struggling financially, as if during the peak of the pandemic. Now, one of the key problems is the lack of the government's knowledge about fiscal policy, or the stock market, or the central bank. Things like these are affecting the country dearly. The best example is the economy itself. Let's go to the most obvious thing, foreign investments. Sri Lanka does not get foreign investments apart from China. Europe is not dealing with the United States, with Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka is so close with China. And that's the thing. Chinese projects are wonderful. However, I do ask a simple question. How much of these Chinese projects benefit the Sri Lankan people, benefits the middle class, benefits the poor? I have no doubt the rich is definitely benefiting, but the poor is certainly not. That's the problem I have. While Chinese projects are great for the numbers wise, but those numbers don't translate. And one of the biggest projects that are coming are road development, airports, etc. Those projects, best example, airport in Ambantuta. The airport is now in fact, I see many videos in the YouTube talking the most wasted projects in the world. It's there. It's the world's most emptiest airport in the world. No one goes there. The last flight, commercial flight, was Fly Dubai. That doesn't even go there now. Not even Sri Lankan Airlines, the local airliner. Sorry, it doesn't. And it's kind of sad that we wasted money on these projects, but for no reason. What's the purpose? We already have a main airport. But rather than expanding that airport, we decided, you know what, let's spend some more unnecessary money and let's do that. Now, I might say, I understand what they were thinking. They might have been thinking, we are a country of tourism and I think we need more airports. The problem is, what's wrong with the existing one? Just expand it. Sri Lanka as a country don't have the economic power to have 2 airports. Think about the port in Ambantuta. Is it functioning? Far as I know, it doesn't. That's the thing. The reality is far harsher than the fake stories that people want to imagine in their minds to make them feel better. But that's the truth. These 2 projects have wasted the country's financials. That's the fact. We have an unpaid airport that makes no financial contribution whatsoever. Then we have a port that doesn't make any sense. And then the thing. So the question is, as a country, we are responsible for our own situation. But as a government, they must do the right thing to make sure people don't have to suffer the consequences of that decision. But this, unfortunately, I don't think it's happening right now. That's the sad reality about this. And it's sad, but that's the truth. It's also kind of thing. Now, second thing I find very troubling in Sri Lanka is lack of actual foreign investment, which create jobs with actual long-term ability. Things like car manufacturing. That doesn't happen. India has so many manufacturers building cars in their country. Mercedes-Benz have as a manufacturing plant in India right now. What does Sri Lanka have? Nothing. Nothing from a substantial manufacturer. And that's the problem. Sri Lanka don't have the key projects that's required. Where are these projects? No. So many politicians have promised these projects are coming. None of them came. That's a sad reality. Every single time I see skyscrapers and luxury apartments are being built, but no jobs are created. Come on, why would you create luxury apartments and half the population can't afford it? That's my point. I guess the people might be secretly rich, like in Batman, like Bruce Wayne. They might be very rich, saying, I am poor, but they might be rich behind the scene. But it doesn't. Batman and Bruce Wayne is fiction. If someone has money, they show they have money. If you don't, you don't have money. That's the problem. In this country, we build things for the rich, but rather than creating jobs. This country needs to have jobs before apartment buildings, skyscrapers, or hotels. Please make people able to afford them and then build them. That's what you need to do. That's the truth. I don't care which government is. I support no party. All I want is good for this country. That's all I care. I support no one. Let's be crystal clear here. That's the truth. That's reality. So on this notion, I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for joining me on the show. Hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Thank you very much.